Folks, I'm here with LordKnight. We're doing another collab, and today we're talking about fighting game archetypes. This has been something I talked about in a previous video. Who are the strongest character in each archetype?
I could talk about this type of stuff all day, so I'm actually pretty happy to do this. I had to think really hard too, because I know it says strongest.
I was kind of doing like strong characters and characters that I think like epitomize the game plan and stuff, not just like who's strongest in a vacuum. How about we jump in? I think the first archetype we're talking about here is set play and vortex. So let's take a look. All right, so the set play and vortex character, I think this was actually one of the characters that kind of originated the term vortex. I never heard the word vortex until people started playing Street Fighter 4 Akuma. Specifically, vanilla Street Fighter 4 was kind of the biggest game for this playstyle for the character. So I'm going to do my best to explain why. So the system mechanics in this game, they kind of worked to make knockdowns and vortexes and set play really strong. If you guys don't even know what set play and vortex mean, basically set play is like a pre-planned like sequence of moves that you're gonna do, and you're basically gonna lock the opponent down and reduce their options that they can do, so they're basically forced to guess. And a vortex is basically like you put them in a guessing situation, and then if it hits, you're gonna knock them down and make them guess again. So that's kind of like what Akuma was really good at. And the main reason was in Street Fighter 4, if you do a sweep, you get an untechable knockdown. And like literally there is nothing you can do to like vary your knockdown off a sweep. It's always the same amount of time. You always wake up in the same spot, and it lasts a long time. Like you can see, he's down for a while. Like I can safe jump really easily. Like you have too much time to safe jump. Like you could whiff a safe jump. So you get a lot of frame advantage on a sweep knockdown. And Akuma is really crazy at landing this sweep because he has Tatsu. You can do Tatsu into sweep, and of course you can go into Tatsu off of like everything. You can do like that. Yeah, and like this move as well. This was a really broken move in vanilla because it worked on like standers and crouchers. Go into the vortex. And so what actually was his vortex that he would do here? So he had a bunch of different options. So the most basic one is obviously like you can stay on the front and do a safe jump. So that will be dragon punches. You can do this to hit on the back so you can get a knockdown. Go to the other side and get another one because that goes back into sweep. You could do tricky stuff like this. Like that hit on the back. And you can do stuff like empty jump low, and he could do stuff like demon flip, which you can hit on the front, or you can grab them. So yeah, he had about like 50 million different mix-up options off of this knockdown, and he got it off of like everything. So Akuma was just such a threatening mix-up character. Anytime he got any kind of hit, he was gonna try to knock you down. He could also do stuff like this. FADC into sweep. So yeah, he would knock you down, go for some mix, and then anytime it hits, you're definitely going to get knocked down again and put back into the same mix. So he was like super top tier in Vanilla 4. I feel like everyone remembers Sagat as being like the villain of this game, but low key, I think Akuma is actually better than Sagat. That's my hot take, in Vanilla at least. Before they nerfed like DP FADC, because his DP FADC is also stupid. You can do 2 hits and then FADC, so you can hit confirm and only do it on block. So yeah, he was a really ridiculous character, and this whole set play thing, I think, is probably the biggest reason why.
So I actually chose a game from basically the same time period. It is BlazBlue, but it's a Continuum Shift 1, and it's Lychee. So the reason why I picked Lychee is because out of many characters that fall in line with this, and ones I've played, like I played Milia, Lychee, like Gotenks and Dragon Balls, and that character I played. I think a lot of things that happen in modern Arc System Works games happen because of this character. I'm gonna show a clip and like talk about the character a little bit. So this game has very few combo rules in this version. Basically everything combos. Like you can pick up hard knockdown stuff and like keep going. So Lychee is able to combo basically everything, like jabs even. into building 50 meter, into doing this super dice shutting, the Great Wheel, and you input 6 inputs.
Can you do this? So when I freeze here, right? So boom.
So here you input 6 inputs, and once you're done, the stick moves independently of you 6 times. And unlike Street Fighter 4, right? So Street Fighter 4, you're like, okay, you do sweep, you can't do anything. In BlazBlue, you can like roll out the corner, you can get up, you can get up without invincibility faster. There's a bunch of ways you can like wake up, but this locks you out of all of them. And if you get hit, so I get to do a couple mix-ups, but my opponent gets hit here. But if you get hit, I just build the meter back and do it again until I win. The reason why there's things like really sharp meter penalties, you know, like some Arc System Works games have same move proration, so they discourage you from using the same special moves over and over. Moves that knock you down on the ground just force you to get up right away. Like a lot of combo rules are caused by this character. There's other characters in the game that have these aspects. Like she's not the only one that does move that knocks you down from the air to the ground, but then you keep comboing. She's not the only one that has that. Many characters have that, but she has like all the things. So that's why I kind of wanted to pick her. And also, of course, I played her. I played her. You know, she's really cheap.
It's funny, like we've talked in videos before about like how certain types of characters tend to be strong and weak. Like definitely like big slow grapplers, I think, are probably the characters that are most likely to end up weak. But I feel like set play characters tend to end up pretty strong just because it's inherently strong to remove your opponent's options, right? Like if there's nothing you can do, like there's no escape, you just have to like, you know, correctly guess. Like that's such a powerful thing to do. So I think it makes sense.
Yeah. Not only that too, I do feel like usually, so Akuma is like kind of a rare one where he's a Shoto and he has good set play.
Yeah, and he's a zoner and like he does so much. Yeah.
Yeah, they usually have either like some rule breaking thing or they're not like a standard type character. Like Lychee's not a standard character. You know, like she's very weird. She has like 2 modes. She has 2 different movesets, and like you're switching in between the 2 and using them. She's not like, oh, I just run around and punch you like Soul or something. Like these characters always have like weird things or things that other characters don't have, and the devs are like, oh, we'll give them like, I don't know, random weaknesses like, oh, less life or like.
Oh yeah, see, Akuma has like lowest life and lowest stun, so he's balanced, right? No matter what.
Yeah, no matter what, right? So, it's always, they always have this aspect, and then I usually feel like when you go to a new game, like, you know, Street Fighter 5 didn't have vortex like Street Fighter 4, so I feel like these characters also affect the next versions of the game because they're like,
right,
dude, like we gotta make it so it's not as easy or as accessible for people to do this strategy.
No, I think that's legitimately why. And they added like delay wake up in SF4, and then they made wake up like so much shorter in SF5. Like the throw loop meta, I think we kind of have to thank SF4 for, or maybe we have to be mad at SF4, I guess, because knockdowns were so OP in SF4 that they were like, okay, the only thing you get off of a knockdown is a throw now. That's your only mix. All right, so I talked in my last archetypes video about projectile zoners, or just zoners in general, but there's a specific type of zoner called a normals zoner. They zone you out with their normals and not their projectiles. And I have picked Dalsim from Super Turbo as my example of this because this character is cracked. So I was saying that people always say that like Sagat was the big problem of Street Fighter 4, but really I think Akuma was like just as good, if not better. And that's kind of the case in this game too, right? Everyone talks about like old Sagat, Vega, Balrog, but like Dalsim is very much up there. So Dalsim, obviously this is like what he's known for, right? He's like the normal zoner. His projectiles are good too, but like his defining feature is that he has these like long range, nearly full screen moves. But in this game, I think what really puts him over the top, like not only can he keep you away and he can like outzone all the Shotos and stuff like that, but also his like rushdown is really crazy too. So like this is one of the most broken moves in the game, this drill. It's like plus 1 billion. There's like nothing you can do about this if you don't like have a psychic DP to hit him with. And he can like set up tick throws. His throw is really good because noogies are like broken in this game, like mashing throws are really good because they can't be softened. You can only reduce the number of hits. And this is really good too, this slide. So his slides are also like super easy to make plus. They're really fast. They go under all the fireballs. So all this combined with the fact that he's like a really good zoner, like this character is just crazy. Like when I play him in 6, and Dawson was my main in Street Fighter 6, like pretty much still is, but it's like crazy how different they've had to make him over the years, where like now his normals are so slow, they're like punishable on block if you do them up close, but back in the day, man, these normals are all cracked, they're all super fast, tons of damage, and yeah, just combined with everything else he has, this character is downright ridiculous.
Nah, he's the OG. He's the OG. Honestly, yeah, you have to. I think this is just mandatory that you have to say Axel.
Oh, of course. You
have to say Axel.
He's the guy.
So Axel has appeared in many versions. I booted up Strive because I just played it today, so it was my most recently played game. But he has a lot of things that are kind of annoying to fight against for this character archetype. So some of his moves are really low commit. So moves like this cover a lot of space very quickly, disjointed, hard to deal with. Moves like JS, you have to play around. He's also can be hard to anti-air because he has like this. His history deep. But it's not, the thing that I think makes him a little bit different is, so for Dawson, you're like, oh, he has good rush down too. So Axel and also Exert Axel is like this too. He's very slippery, like surprisingly slippery. So even though he's covering a lot of space, since he has this low profile 2K that goes under like a bunch of stuff. So I'll pick a different character actually.
This is like Nago's like worst matchup.
Nago's worst matchup is the mirror. Yeah, as we say. So you have this big poke, okay, but he could just go under it.
Yeah.
And it's really low total duration, so you could use it against like jump ins too. So if he does like this, for example, they do this a lot. Just low profile, no problem. So he's not like a fast character, but he's slippery. Like a new Axel player is doing like a lot of this stuff, but like a more experienced Axel player will like run at you and try to hedge your bets with like low profiling and like slipping under things. So he ends up being surprisingly slippery, surprisingly mobile, which definitely annoys some of the zoner style characters in this game. A lot of zoners in Guilty Gear are, if they're not straight up doing projectiles at you, they usually have to put something on the screen first and then use that thing to control space, which he's really good at because, you know, he's just gonna press punch or something, right? So he's able to control space in a pretty unique way, not like such a straightforward way as, oh, look at my big buttons, haha, but a little bit of like he can threaten you too by like moving in unusual ways that you don't expect a character like this to move.
This was maybe the hardest one to find because I feel like there's not that many joke characters in existence.
True.
All right, so this was kind of hard because I think it depends on people's definitions a bit. Like some people say that like Pet Shop is a joke character. And some people say that, like, I don't know, Sean in Third Strike is a joke character, but Sean was top tier in Second Impact, so it's like, was he really a joke character? So I don't know, but we're playing Project Justice, and I'm pretty certain that we can characterize Chairperson as a joke character. So if you haven't seen this game, this is the sequel to Rival Schools.
Okay.
And Chairperson was not playable in Rival Schools, but she is in this game. And she is a quite bad character in a lot of ways. So, like, she does very little damage. You'll see, like, basic combos like this do not do much compared to, like, what my opponents can do. They just tend to do more. And also, like, she doesn't have a real launcher. So, like, her launcher is short, so she can't do, like, air combos like everyone. Like, that's, like, one of the main mechanics of the game is, like, you launch and then you do, like, Marvel kind of. You do, like, air combos. And she just can't do that because she doesn't have a launcher. So that's kind of a bummer. Also, her special moves are really bad, so this is her DP. So you can charge it. So that's kind of funny. You can just let it rock. No invincibility on the DP.
Okay.
And also, here's the kicker. The kicker is it's unsafe on hit. So if you don't charge it, if you charge it, oh my gosh, even that charge it didn't knock down. But yeah, if you charge it enough, it knocks down and it's not unsafe on hit anymore. But usually it's unsafe on hit. Also, this move is unsafe on hit. Like, a lot of her specials are really unsafe on block or on hit. So she's really bad. She's like a joke character. But there is one cool thing about this character that I'll show you. So I'll kill Akira real quick. So this is a team game. You may have noticed on character select we picked a team.
KOF
and
right?
So I can switch here. And her team up super is actually kind of cracked. So I'm just going to burn a bunch of meter here to show you what it does. Okay, so her team up super, if you hit the opponent with it, you regain health a little bit, and you get 4 meters. So I spent 2 meters to get 4 meters, which is actually kind of insane. So now I can do like one more super, and then it's like, okay, I'm at 3. So if I land team up super, I'm gonna be maxed out on meters. So yeah, like this is actually legitimately pretty top tier. So the downside is you basically lose a character slot on your team because you have this garbage character that no one wants to play, but you gain one of the more high utility team up supers in the game. So I think that's pretty cool.
I actually am not creative at all. I feel like I have to do this.
I mean, listen.
I have to do it.
The funny cat lady, unfortunately.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get so many clicks on this video just from like putting Neko Arc in the thumbnail.
I know. When you were like, I'm gonna do joke character, I'm like, this video is gonna get like 1 million views because Neko Arc in the thumbnail. So this is Melty Blood. This game I call Pallet Town. So this game actually has more than one joke character, by the way. Neko Arc is the most famous one. But there is also, where is he? There he is. There's also Neko Arc Chaos.
What the?
Yeah. He was in At Cadenza also. Originally, this was a joke character too, Neko and Mech, but in this version, this character is actually pretty good. I forget which moon, but you can find footage of me playing against this character in a top 8. and I had to counterpick because it beats my old main Kohaku. I had to counterpick with like a super top tier to validate what I was doing. But today we're going to talk about.
But is Neko Arc Chaos bad? Because Chaos is cracked, right?
Chaos is very good. Yeah, he's good in like every version of the Actress again. He's okay in Acadenza. Neko Arc Chaos is bad. Well, actually, Neko Arc also is bad. But Neko Arc has something I very clearly remember being good with an asterisk. Again, wait, Melty Boat people, wait. Where Neko Arc Chaos, I don't really remember what he does because there was only one person that I've ever played who mained this character. So it was a really long time ago, and they didn't compete. Where I actually also played against Neko Arc in a top 8 before.
What?
So, yeah, I played against this character in a top 8, so it's very burnt into my mind. Good times back in the day, honestly. So let me pick. So Neko Arc, I mean, you can tell by looking at her that she's kind of the joke character of this game. Decently fast. Doesn't have a normal air dash. Has a very slow air dash, which has like all the actions all the other characters have, right? Some projectiles, right?
Oh so yeah, that's like Red Arc's projectile, right?
Mm-hmm. So they gave her a serviceable moveset, actually. The character's life is not super great, to my memory. But the good thing, one small good thing about her is that she's so small that you can't do normal combos. So like, if I was playing a match, that's the combo I would do against her because I can't do like my normal. That's like my normal combo, but her hitbox just prevents me from doing this. But also the normals are this is 5C. So this is the heavy ball. This is A, B, C for attacks, and then D parry, and there's like a macro, right? So when I'm on Kohaku here, I have A, B, C, right? C pretty big, 2C pretty big. You notice actually, this is like the first hit, but when I'm like here, she just goes under it naturally, right? Where this is 5A, this is my 5A, my 5B, 5C, 2B's okay, 2A, 2C, okay. So our normals are pretty small.
The facial expressions are great.
they did a really good job animating this character. So like she has a functional moveset, but she's small, but like everything about her is small. She's not very mobile. But she has one, again, good asterisk. There is this. It's this. All right,
What is that? Always dizzy?
Okay, I found it. Okay, I was like, where is the move? There's one move I want to specifically talk about. Okay, so a lot of her moves are references to other moves, actually. So like this, for example, very memeable, but it's based off of.
I like how it has the move list on the side, but NekoArc's move list is like 1% of her moves, bro.
Yeah. So it's based off that move. So the move, after much searching, the move I wanted to talk about is this. So both of you are dizzied. Your directions are reversed. So when you hold up, you crouch, and when you tap down, you jump. And it does it to both of you, but anyone who actually plays this character learns how to play the character backwards, basically.
Yeah.
But because like so few people expect to play against this character, they're usually not prepared. So the person I played against NekoArc in top 8, and every match, what this guy would do is he would do a combo, and then he would OTG with this when he had the opportunity, and then he would play the game normally, and the other person can't even block because they don't even know what the move does. And if they did know what the move did, they would block, but then they don't know how to combo, while the other person can. The NekoArc can't. So even though it affects both players, the person who mains the character will be better at it than someone who doesn't play against the character.
Right.
Yeah. So clearly, like a joke character has really like small moves. She has her own like interesting stuff, like teleports and stuff too. But just a small range and like not very mobile in the air usually has people rate her pretty low because screen control is really valuable in this game.
I realized NekoArc is like a completely different character in Type Lumina.
Mm-hmm. She's like I don't know how good she is in Type Lumina. She's a character in Type Lumina. She's a character in this game too. My memory of Akadenza, because I'm pretty sure she's in Akadenza, if I'm remembering it the right way, but she's not like really a character. Where like a lot of like the haha funny stuff she has is all from this game, I want to say, because her moveset is really big. There's also NekoArc Chaos too, if you're in that mood for smoking cat guy instead.
The eyes are killing me. The eyes are so
yeah. Different character, different moves. Yeah.
So they had to really make some sprites for this character. Damn.
Yeah, he has some interesting things like he's got
not out the
JC.
mouth. That's
and
so
he's got
gross.
The tail, but then this is Jump A. He has like funny little voice clips and stuff. He can shoot crows.
Yo.
They both have the lasers.
This character's kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Nope. They both have aspects of being able to break your meter too. His is better than hers, to my memory. Hers doesn't last very long, where his is like one of the longer ones. But she has the input reversal thing. They all have like ways to summon like themselves and stuff. They have like just silly moves, but compared to just other characters in the game, because all the other characters in the game are zoning you and they're comboing off their zoning into set play, or like they have good anti-airs, which is rare in this game, Like so these are functional characters, but they're also just like animated funny. They can crawl. See, so most multi-build characters can't crawl. They can crawl.
I appreciate what Melty did with these. I think these are definitely some of the higher effort joke characters.
I think so too. In Arxis games, there's not really any.
Yeah, I think a lot of games don't do it because it's kind of like people see it as a waste of a slot.
Yeah, some people see it as a waste of a slot. Especially, I think it's hard in a game like Dragon Ball, for example, or like a long running franchise. If they've done it in the past, like because Street Fighter has Dan. You said Dan, right?
Yeah.
So if they've done it in the past, it's kind of easy to bring that character back. But like, let's say if Guilty Gear added a joke character now, people would lose their mind, and not in a good way. Not in a good way. They'd be like, dude, what the hell? Like they don't have that in the past. Where like this is kind of part of the multi-build lore, so it's really easy to add NekoArc, and she's like a actual internet meme. So there's like free press to put NekoArc in the game.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Like, when was the last time a game created a new joke character? I don't think it's happened since like 2000.
They might do, the anime games kind of do like, there's like Tao Kaka, they'll do like the high energy
Yeah, but
like
she's still a
realm
strong character. Yeah.
Yeah, she's good. She's super good.
The closest I can think of is like 11 in SF5, who's like a copy character, but I don't know.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. I mostly think it doesn't. Maybe Tekken has stuff.
In Tekken Tag, they had like Dr. Boskanovich and stuff, but even he hasn't come back, so I don't know.
Yeah. So this was like, I had to pick the funny cat lady. Like, I had no choice, you know.
It makes me a little sad. I feel like the sun is setting on the era of the joke character.
Maybe we got to count on Smash, I guess.
Yeah, Smash. That's true.
Yeah,
like Duck Hunt Dog and stuff. Yeah.
Pichu. I mean, I would say Pichu, like like melee Pichu. Yeah. The character that handicaps you on purpose, you know, has bad stuff on purpose.
Well, this was a fun list to go through. I always appreciate the insights. I think that we both have such a different background that it's fun to see what
100%.
kind of characters we think up. But of course, there's also going to be a video on your channel with even more archetypes. So you guys watching are not going to want to miss that. And if you want to shout anything out, let the people know where they can find you.
Well, if you want to watch the other video, you can go to LordKnight on YouTube, and you'll find me. I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I have twitch.tv/LordKnight as well, twitter.com/LordKnightBB. I had no choice because someone took LordKnight. But for the video, you got to go to the YouTube channel, and we'll see y'all soon. Thank you.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching. See you in the next one. Bye, everybody.